the better.
Yeah.
And you'll be on home ground.
And I'll be on home ground. I mean, in America, to me, this is a very big vibrating animal.
Yes.
You know?
Me, I agree.
Yeah, you know, and it's like, whoa, Channels is Esther, and there's all these people, you know, out there. So it's like, as if America needs another channel. But what they've told me, they've enrolled 88 channelers. I don't know the significance of the number, I don't know. And we all started at the same time in January to change the field. So it's like we're creating this web. So, you know, until they say, okay, I can sit with you guys and start, then you'll be the first.
They're preparing you, which is awesome.
Yeah, and it's interesting actually. People get just amazing results after the sitting. It's amazing to me. I'm like, oh my Lord. Because I have no consciousness of it, which is interesting because I have a photographic memory. I remember everything. I remember what I said to you in your reading those years ago. And so I remember nothing. So it's fascinating. Like, where in the field of my consciousness am I sitting?
Yeah, amazing.
Isn't
the moment.
It must be.
Yeah.
I must be in the total awareness of my own soul.
Yes.
Which is, you know, that's my job. My job is like to get you to shine. You know, you go out, you do your thing. I want to make myself redundant as a healer. You know, it's like you go out and do it, and then we link together. I mean, the power of just going back to Michael Jackson is awesome as a soul.
Yeah.
I mean, his field of awareness, you know, look beyond the personality of him.
Right.
And the soul capacity to move a whole entire planet.
Yeah. Yeah, when the news first broke, you know, it was like, I wasn't sad that he was dead.
Yeah.
I was sad, however, at the loss of the art.
Yes.
You know, and as an artist myself, thinking, you know, oh my gosh, you know, this is a pop icon who wrote some of the most beautiful and meaningful music that I've ever heard, especially in the world of pop. You know, it was just like, I will miss that.
Yeah.
You know?
Totally.
In fact, it just gives me shivers even just thinking about it, you know? And I remember feeling that exact same way when John Lennon left the planet.
I wonder if anyone's going to start channeling Michael soon. It'll happen.
Wow.
We should edit that out. Sorry.
Oh gosh, I lost my train of thought.
I would like to ask you about, though, lately, what's been happening with me personally, not to get personal, but I have been having dreams and also in waking state of seeing sort of, I don't know how else to describe it, like the dawn of the living dead. So, it's a spiritual thing. And I kind of sent Mikey an email about this the other day, and it kind of ties into symbology, I think, about how people are actually, a lot of people, I feel, are really very much living on the plane, very much living on the planet, but are not really here.
Yeah. Sure, because they're unconscious.
Yeah.
Well, you know, there's people, you can look at people's eyes and there's a brightness behind them because there's a spirit contact. I don't mean the color of eyes or anything like that. It's just kind of, and so what you're perceiving is like the people that come from materialism, and I'm not talking about money and when I say that, but I believe in what we see is all that exists.
Yes.
That's kind of dead.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, or they're, you know, trying to work for the dollar and you know, just running after monetary means and things like that, and don't even believe in absolutely any consciousness at all.
Is that left
That's
brain,
like
right
a
brain
dead,
thing?
yeah, that sells your soul out.
Yeah.
Do you think they will physically die, some of those people, because of that?
I don't know, I don't think so.
You don't think about that?
Yeah, I mean, you know, the whole destruction and the 12-12 thing, I asked and they said, oh, that's too easy.
They've already actually left.
It's too easy. I mean, you know, like, to just, like, leave, that's it. You don't have anything to do.
That's what I was getting at, was to me, they've already left.
Yeah.
They're just taking up space, essentially.
Yeah, unfortunately.
But that creates an interesting, contrast.
For them, I mean, you know.
Yeah, that creates an interesting contrast for to remind us, that there is another dimension going on far beyond what
and
we're
all
seeing
is
here
in
on the
purpose.
plane.
Unconscious has its purpose.
Mhm.
There's nothing that's off purpose. You are because you're supposed to be there.
Mhm.
There's no accidents in the universe. There's no random chaos that isn't within order, which sounds like a contradiction, but it is in order. I mean, if the Earth didn't have its changing in cycles and seasons, which is a divine harmonious order, good God, what would happen here?
Right.
So there is a certain harmonious cycle going on constantly around us. It's us that are trying to create more chaos and trying to throw everything out of order.
It's a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But even the people that are doing their life out in New York and probably having a great time with what they're doing. I mean, who's to say that this is better than or worse than? It's just a part of the great plan, and I think that is actually the entertaining part of this world for me personally.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Because I like to stay I like to go to unconscious situations and bring consciousness to it, even if they don't know. I've been to big evangelical churches in Tennessee and stuff like that. Yeah, and I just walk in there and shaking. I'm shaking. I'm shaking. Because I thought I'm going to get busted as a New Ager or something. And I go in there and I think, wow, I can see the purpose in this. I can get it. Not me, but I get it.
Yeah.
Okay.
They say, the Ark said, the first virtue of human nature is appreciation.
Mm-hmm.
And they said appreciation is what binds us together no matter who you are.
Even if they want to send you to hell.
Doesn't matter.
Good. Okay.
They can't send you to hell.
No, they can't.
You know what
But
I mean?
you know how.
I appreciate it's not my way,
it's a
of
weird
course,
way
but
to-
I appreciate that you're here and you're doing good for other people.
Okay.
We
Like
take the
anybody
judgment
who's,
out.
anybody who's focused on that 3-letter word, G-O-D,
Yeah,
that's okay with me.
Yeah,
That's what we did with the Moonies.
yeah, that
We
was
totally
good. I
connected,
looked at that.
We totally connected.
Yeah, they're doing their goodness how they believe goodness is.
Exactly.
There you go.
Exactly.
Do you think there's an endpoint to the overall physical experience? Will our soul reach a consciousness at some point, and then
Yeah,
it
that's
will?
the reemergence.
Yeah.
That's it in a nutshell.
Okay.
That to realize, it's like the difference between Buddha and Jesus, Krishna, and all these enlightened beings is that they never questioned who they were. They knew, okay, so the Buddha came to it through because he was a prince, and there's another story there. But Jesus knew his destiny, his death. I mean, to know your own personal death, right. Are we prepared for it right here and now? No. I mean, I'd like to think I'm that brave, but I don't know. I'm trying to unravel
Still having a
myself.
good time.
Yeah, and so that meant that they were directly linked to the original source of themselves. So that's why every so often you have phenomenal healers that they break beyond the beyond, like John of God in Brazil, does surgeries and stuff like that with scalpels and people don't feel it. And so, he's like linked to that source. And yeah, eventually there's great monks in Tibet, very few these days because of the world changing, but they sit long disciplines of the, controlling your body and mind, and they die upright, and their body doesn't deteriorate because it's so full of prana. And then there's the hidden society up there that I know because I've been there, that literally turn to light, and it's called the rainbow body, because the last experience of a soul coming from the source as it comes down into matter, before matter is rainbow. And so a soul will come on a ray according to what it's going to experience. Each ray of consciousness and is related to the 7 chakras too. So you're having 7 vibration colors, because if you run light through a prism, it becomes its colors, right? And so its last experience coming into this world is color, is sound, And so that's why people are stimulated by, oh, beautiful rainbow out there, because it's unconscious in their makeup. Yeah, I mean, people are so removed. Spiritual people sometimes are going to spirit, and trust me, the archangel said, we can't change your world. They can't. It's us. They're not gonna, like if we meet in the middle and become proactive inwardly, not outwardly.